morning, y'all. Thanks for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and let's get into this recap and review for the newest season of Real Housewives of Miami. This is season 5, episode 1. So first things first, I know I'm behind. I did not expect Peacock to release 4 episodes at once on the day of the premiere of the season. It was too much, and I got a lot going on, so I've been trying to prioritize. But hopefully I will be all caught up next Thursday, because next Thursday will be episode 6. Well, and it gives me a week to actually comb through the other episodes to give you a review. So bear with me, y'all. But one thing I do want to say is I'm glad that they brought everybody back. I think this is great for the cast as a whole, even bringing back Kiki, and because Kiki should have been at the reunion. The fact that Kiki wasn't at the reunion last season rubbed me the wrong way, because I feel like she played a role in last season. So, but I can see she's trying to make sure her presence is known this season. But yeah, I'm glad everybody's back. I'm hoping to like somebody before the end of the season. But I think this also gives all the ladies the opportunity to flesh out their characters and really gain a fan base. So good for them. So let's get into the review, y'all. So the episode opens up and we see Marisol going over to Alexia's nail bar, and they're getting manicures and pedicures. Well, no, I think they were just getting pedicures. But basically, they're just rehashing all the things that happened season 4. You know, unfortunately, Alexia's mom passed away. And she was supposed to get married, but I think her mom actually passed away on the day of her wedding. So they chose not to have the wedding. They went through with having a funeral, and then Todd and Alexia ran away and decided to elope. But now Alexia wants to celebrate, and of course the first person she calls is Gertie. So while Marisol and Alexia are having this conversation, we see Gertie popping up at Larsa's house, well, her new penthouse in the sky. So here's my thing. Production is shady for zooming in on Larsa's behind the whole entire time she was there. Y'all, Larsa's butt does not look good. It looks mad uncomfortable. And my thing is, I don't mind if women get BBLs. Hell, I don't even mind if men get BBLs. I just want the thing to look proportional. Like, Larsa needs maybe a couple of grams, like a couple of pounds of fat sucked out of both cheeks. And I feel like her butt would still be the size that she wants it, but it would match her thigh ratio. People are like, that's the thing I don't get, how surgeons forget, especially plastic surgeons, to be like, match the thighs and the calves with the booty so it looks real. Like, do that for me. Just do it for me. But we see Larsa's penthouse. Honestly, I don't think Larsa lives there. If I'm gonna be honest, I think Larsa is probably doing what Kenya Moore did seasons 5 and 6, where she was commuting back and forth from LA to Georgia. And I think that is what Larsa is doing, commuting back and forth from LA to Miami. Because the house didn't look lived in. And if they have been there realistically, like everyone has, because they said they started, like, filming happened like 3 months ago, or like they just started filming and it's been 3 months since season 4. So I would feel like if you've been in the place for 3 months, it would look lived in, and it doesn't. I do not believe Larsa would keep TVs on the floor unless she just got there. It's giving very much vibes like they just moved in, and I don't know if they said they just moved in or if they said that they had been there for a minute. Either way, I don't think she stayed there. I really don't. I think they're renting, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I think Larsa is doing what Kenya did, which is waiting to make sure this show is going to be viable so it can be a part of your income full time. So I understand that. Gertie shows up. Larsa gives her a tour. Larsa has a beautiful view. I don't think I would ever want to be that high, because I would think about when it rains and when all the wind swaying back and forth would freak me out. But she has a gorgeous view. It probably is lovely to walk out there in the morning and to sit out there at nighttime and just, like, you know, vibe with Mother Earth. So while they're there, Gertie talks about how she got a call from Alexia. Gertie's not really feeling Alexia. It doesn't seem like Alexia was professional when she decided to run away and elope, because we know Gertie was Alexia's wedding planner. And it just seems like they should have never got together. Sometimes you just can't do business with friends. And Gertie's just like, she feels like Alexia is using her or only calls her when she needs something, and she does not like that. She doesn't want a friendship like that. She also talks about how it pissed her off that Alexia basically was comparing how the Versace bachelorette party that they had at the Versace mansion versus the fundraiser that she had for her in memorial, like, you know, in for like represent, is it not representation, but for her I think it was like her widowed ex sister-in-law, basically, whose her brother passed away, and her brother and I think two of her nieces passed away in the earthquake that happened in Haiti. So that really rubbed Gertie the wrong way, because she was like, that's a fundraiser for my brother, for my dead brother. Yours was a bachelorette party, girl. Two events that are not the same. And I was kind of confused because I thought the bachelorette party was being ran by Marisol. So I didn't understand why Alexia brought that up to like compare notes about which event was better or what could be different about both events. It was weird to me. It was weird to me. But Larsa's having a new beginnings party. She's inviting everybody, even Juliana. If you don't know, I call Julia and Adriana Juliana. I shipped them together because they were giving very much BL Love Boy vibes. And I was just kind of like, y'all doing a lot. As well as Julia and Adriana like to attack Larsa at the same time, or like to engage in combat with other ladies at the same time. It's like they sometimes can't think for their own, especially Julia. So I call them Juliana. So we find out that Julia is upset and Adriana is upset, and Nicole is still kind of feeling some type of way about Larsa. We see those three actually go to a tennis match that Martina is basically doing commentary for. I saw Naomi, I think her last, is it Osako or Osaku? Whatever. Beautiful, talented girl, okay? Beautiful and talented. I was like, oh my God, look at her. I hear about to play some tennis. But like I said, Martina is doing commentary for the tennis match. And they're there. And while they're there, they're basically, the three of them are talking about Larsa. Juliana feels some type of way because Julia got called a weirdo. Supposedly Larsa called Adriana an old grumpy man, which she is. And then Nicole kind of feels some type of way. But my thing is, Nicole can't feel no type of way about what Larsa said, because Nicole tried Larsa and Larsa just came back. It's one thing about Larsa, like, when I hear things about Larsa on the blogs, more than not, I believe them, because Larsa gives very much shady Kardashian vibes. But when Larsa is on this show, I pretty much ride with her, because Larsa confronts everybody head on, and she says what she means. And my thing is, like, it definitely seems like Juliana is obsessed with Larsa for no reason. Like, yeah, is Larsa pretentious and annoying at times? Of course. But the energy that Juliana gives Larsa is not needed. I don't get why Adriana doesn't like Larsa, other than she just feels like Larsa discarded them and now she's back. And I get being upset about that, but you can be upset about that and still not be a dick to somebody. Like, Adriana goes out her way sometimes just to beef with Larsa, and it's like, girl, it's not needed. It's not needed. As well as much as they talk about Larsa being on the internet and being on the gram, doing like her thirst trap photos, Adriana does thirst traps. It's just that she mad that don't nobody want her thirst, or is falling into that trap. And then Julia, I just think Julia just wants to ride with Adriana, so she likes to be a part of the commentary. But I'm just like, out of everybody who got brought back, I didn't see the point in bringing back Julia. I really didn't. She's annoying to me. She's just, I don't feel like she's needed, to be totally honest. I don't. And then for them to make fun of her like feet pics, when I'm like, Julia, the only reason why you have the money that you have is because you're attached to your wife. And I feel like Adriana just be hating because she fell on hard times, because them extensions tell me everything, sis. Because you was not looking like that seasons 1 through 3. So them extensions say a lot. But I digress. So let's move on to the next scenes. All right, y'all. So the next scene is at Marisol's house. We have Lisa and Kiki popping up just to have a sit down and chat with Miss Marisol. So while they're sitting there, we find out that Lenny has been working out, but it doesn't seem like Lenny and Lisa been getting to, you know what I mean? And Kiki jokingly says, like, girl, if your husband's not banging you after he's been working out and then getting and eating better and getting in better shape, he's banging somebody else, which she's not lying. They then asked Lisa, how is she with Larsa? They pretty much are like, oh, are y'all going to Larsa's party? And Lisa's like, I didn't even know that Larsa moved, which is very much a stark difference in the way Lisa and Larsa's relationship has gone, because last season Lisa and Larsa were going, like, Lisa was going house hunting with Larsa, and they were talking and kicking it, crying with one another and being very personable with one another. But I think the reunion messed it up because Larsa felt like she was on an island by herself trying to defend herself against Juliana, because at the reunion Juliana were definitely tag teaming Larsa, and I think Larsa was just looking at Lisa be like, okay, have my back, like if they're coming at me, say something. But Lisa don't like to say stuff when it really doesn't involve her. When it involves her, then she likes to be about it. But if it doesn't involve her, she's not going to say anything. And that really rubbed Larsa the wrong way. So while they're sitting down, Lisa decides to put her feet in her mouth when she brings up, like, there was like a troll page that trolls the people in Miami. She was like, she didn't even know where Larsa stayed until she found out the New Beginnings party. And then when she found out about the New Beginning party, I guess somebody on the troll page was talking about how only hookers, pimps, and like prostitutes live in the building that Larsa is staying in. And when she said it, you saw Marisol's face get, like, her eyes got bigger, and Kiki got real quiet. And then Lisa's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm gonna get in so much trouble. It was just a joke. And I was like, Lisa, it wasn't a joke, and you knew what you were saying. You knew what you were saying. You said it because you're upset that Larsa isn't cool with you right now. So you said it to be mean. Like, let's not play games, girl. And you knew you were wrong because you immediately got uncomfortable and started to tell Kiki and Marisol not to say nothing. Like, you knew what you was doing, sis. You knew what you was doing. So then we get to Nicole. We find out that Nicole is not going to be able to go to the New Beginnings party. Her and her husband, is his name Anthony? I think it's Anthony. Are going to be going on vacation. It's for a friend's 40th birthday party. They're leaving their son. And, this cool. We found out that Nicole is getting married. And Nicole is the person that I really want to like by the end of this season. I don't really vibe with Nicole. I think Nicole is great in the sense of she can be a great housewife. She's smart. She's a doctor. She's very quick-witted. She got the money. She has the looks because she is very pretty to me. But something about her personality screams the bird lady off of Potomac, where it's like, it's very disingenuous. Like, and I think what rubbed me the wrong way with Nicole was trying to act like she didn't care about getting married. She did care about getting married. And the thing about it is, like, I don't believe every woman cares about getting married. I know a lot of women are like decentering men in their lives, or the notion of being like, I need to get married for everything. But I've met those people, and the way Nicole talked about it, it gave a very much an air of like, I want to get married, but I don't want to press the issue with him because I feel like we've talked about it before and he shut me down. And I think that's what really happened. I think that her and Anthony had several conversations about getting married, and Anthony to me has Peter Pan syndrome, because why all those damn cars, bro? Beautiful cars, but why? And I mean, he just gives very much Peter Pan syndrome. Like, he doesn't want to grow up. Their son is adorable, though. I think his name is Garrison or Grayson. Either way, he's adorable. But I don't know, y'all. It's just, I want to like her, but something about her just screams like fake to me. Very fraudulent. It does. But I hope I like her at the end. She is the money girl on this franchise, because when that man told her, let's keep the engagement party under 100,000, I said, baby, how much y'all about to spend on this wedding? She talks about her dad. We get an update on her dad, and it was sad. It really was. But I kind of knew her dad gave very much like, you chase me, I'm not chasing you energy. Like, I'm the parent. You're the one that needs to become crawling back to me. And I hope that she doesn't. I feel like from what has been shown of, Nicole has been very open and very honest about what she needs from her father to continue a relationship. And if he's not going to put in the work after she's put in so much work, then she doesn't need to have that relationship. She has her mom. I think she has other siblings, and she has her husband and her son. The dad is just going to have to die alone and lonely because he's a dick. It is what it is. So we see Larsa getting ready for her new beginnings party. We see that they're having it, I guess, at the top of the penthouse, probably is the clubhouse of the apartment building. And it's some pasty white man sitting out on like the balcony trying to like talk to Larsa and them. And he gave very much, I sell Oxycontin to high school kids and that's how I got my money. If you get what I mean. Like, he gave very much that, trying to talk to them. It gave very much, I sell pills to the high school kids, and that's why I'm rich. He gave that. I'm sorry. He did. We then see Juliana meeting up to like plan outfits so they can make a grand entrance. We also see Lisa basically feeling guilty about what she said about Larsa. Gertie calls and they talk about it, and Gertie's basically like, you need to tell her the truth. And Lisa's like, I just don't feel like me. And I'm like, Lisa, you don't feel like you because you know what you said was wrong and you was being a dick. And now you're scared because you know Larsa is gonna come at you. It is what it is, sis. Just apologize. All right, so everyone is showing up for Larsa's party. The first person to get to Larsa's apartment is Kiki. So Kiki basically drops the tea about what Lisa says. Larsa is taken aback by it. She looks visibly like shocked and also slightly hurt about what was said about her. So then everybody else piles in. We see Gertie. Gertie actually looked really pretty. Then we see Alexia. It's kind of awkward between them, and they both know that they need to have a conversation, but they don't want to have the conversation at Larsa's party because it's her party and they don't want to ruin it. We then see Marisol gets there. When Marisol gets there, Larsa makes a beeline towards her. And I thought Marisol actually looked really pretty in her pink outfit. And Larsa's like, so tell me what happened at your house. And Marisol completely is like, oh my God. She's like, no bueno. This is not good. This is not good. She's like, I need my cocktail. I need my cocktail before we have this conversation. And I'm like, Marisol, just tell her the truth. So Lisa shows up. She's like the last person to show up from the party. Larsa greets Lisa and was like, oh, thank you for coming to the hood. I think that's what she said. And Lisa was like, why would you say that? I never thought you lived in the hood. So then Larsa pretty much confronts Lisa about what she said. And Lisa's like, well, can we talk off by your side? Like, can we talk? So then you got Marisol, Lisa, and Larsa in another room together. And Lisa's like, well, did you tell her what I said? And Marisol's like, yeah, I did. And she said, well, you told me, Lisa's like, you told me you weren't going to tell. Well, Marisol's whole thing is like, well, she asked me and I just told her the truth. So just, just apologize so we can move on. So then Larsa's like, well, Lisa, I know a lot of things about you. And I could say, like, you rent your backyard out for $40K a month to pay your mortgage. I don't know why that pissed Lisa off so bad. Because then Lisa was like, I don't have a mortgage. I don't have a mortgage. You're just making up stuff. I don't have a mortgage. I was like, Lisa. Listen, Lisa. Listen. So, and, what's her name? So Larsa's basically doing what Lisa did, because we end up finding out that the information that Lisa said was incorrect. That I guess what the page said is that the building that Larsa stays in is the building that all the OnlyFans people stay in, not the pimps, the hookers, and the hoes. And my thing is like, Lisa, girl, you made that up, sis. You made that up because you can. How do you get, oh, this is where all the OnlyFans people stay versus this is where all the hookers, hoes, pimps, and prostitutes stay, ma'am? That's two totally different, like, phrasing of terms. And Larsa basically uses the same kind of thing where she's like, there's a page that says that Lisa has a mortgage, and to pay for her mortgage, her and Lenny rent out their backyard for like music videos and private events. I don't know why this was like such a dig or such a disrespectful thing for Larsa to say, because like everybody was saying, if you do it, you do it. There's nothing wrong with it. Alexia being like, I don't think Lisa knows what a mortgage is. And then everybody else in their confessional was like, yeah, everyone knows. Like, I think they even said that they saw Lisa's backyard in like a music video. And I'm like, okay, girl, you rent your backyard out for $40,000. Like, girl, that's money. That's someone's like income. Why is that? Like, why did that? It didn't make sense to me why Lisa got so angry. Like, does that mean you're less wealthy because you have a mortgage? Sis, the fact that you live in that zip code says that you're wealthy. I'm just happy y'all can afford your house. Like, I'm confused. So Lisa gets so upset, decides she wants to leave the party. Then, and everyone's like, no, don't leave. Just apologize. Larsa's like, girl, this is my party. Like, you can stay. You don't have to leave. But I meant what I said. So they're in the hallway. You see Gertie goes to try to have like a serious conversation with Lisa, telling Lisa to be the bigger person. Alexia, Marisol, and like, I don't know who that guy is. I think he's like Alexia's like assistant, or maybe he is her friend. He comes outside there too, and Marisol's basically saying like, you hurt her feelings, so she just hurt your feelings back. Like, just get over it. Like, you said what you said, so she said what she said. So then Lisa gets even madder when she sees Kiki, because she's like, Kiki, we rode in the car together and I asked you not to say anything because I was going to tell her. And then Kiki was like, yeah, I know that's what I said, but I felt as though that at once I really thought about what was said, that it was wrong and that she needed to know what was said. So Larsa is like, you can stay, but I meant, like, why are you so mad about paying a mortgage? Like, what's up? So they're arguing. Lisa's like, she don't want to be there no more. We see Larsa and the crew get on the private elevator to go up to where the party they're having up at the top of the rooftop. And then we see that Gertie and Lisa took a different elevator, and Gertie's really trying to talk to her, but then where the elevator was, everyone had to walk past Lisa and Gertie to have a to get to the party. So Lisa's upset. She's frustrated and crying about it because she's like, how dare you say I have a mortgage? And I'm just like, Lisa, okay, you have a mortgage. I just really didn't understand. And maybe that lets you know how poor I am, because I'm like, I know a lot of people with mortgages. Like, I thought that's what everyone has, unless you just bought the house and you don't have to pay on it anymore. I'm low-key confused. You know what I mean? And maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like the house is like supposed to be entirely, I don't know. I'm not even about to get into that. I'm not. So they're inside the party. Everyone's having a good time. Lisa says she wants to sit down with Larsa and have a conversation. And they arguing back and forth. Larsa says Lisa was basically being a hater. Like, what she said was really nasty. And then Lisa's like, what you said was nasty. And I'm like, girl, not really. Saying you have a mortgage versus you saying she lives in the building where all the hookers, hoes, pimps, and prostitutes stay, basically calling her that, is a lot worse. A lot worse. So Larsa hits back at Lisa saying, girl, I got this place on my own. I didn't do it with my husband. You're a kept woman. Lenny pays for everything. So then Lisa gets really angry and she's like, no. She was like, I didn't have a man until I was 20, like when I was 21. I worked really hard for everything I got. And honestly, it was the battle of the kept woman, because both of them are kept women. So I didn't understand the argument. I really didn't. Well, Larsa decides to apologize. She's like, you know what? You hurt me. I hurt you. But you can stay at the party and we can move on. We can just move forward. But for some reason, Lisa didn't want to move forward. She harassed Gertie the whole night, talking about how she can't trust Kiki. And it was just got to the point where you could tell that Gertie was over it. Everybody was over it because it was like, Lisa, you were wrong. You were wrong. And you being upset that someone told you you had a mortgage makes you look even goofier because you were wrong. And even Larsa was like, you need to get over it because I've gotten over it and this is my party. Like, get over it and let's move on. And even Marisol was like, sweetie, get it. She's over it, so you should be over it. We then see Juliana pull up. They actually, Adriana actually brings a Larsa actual olive branches. I don't know how long this relationship gonna last of niceties between them, but it was cute. It was cute. Larsa was, and the crazy thing is, like, Larsa's point was proving when Larsa was like, I stay in here. Most of the people that stay here are finance bros because half the people at her party were finance bros, and we saw it. We then see Gertie and Alexia try to have a conversation, but some lady that looks like the Spanish version of Brandy Glanville pops up, and Alexia pretty much dismisses the conversation with Gertie, and Gertie says that's how she feels about her relationship with Alexia. And she's just like, it is what it is at this point. The party seems to go off without a hitch, other than the situation with Lisa and Larsa. We then see Lisa at home with her kids, her husband, and her mother-in-law. It was kind of weird seeing the mother-in-law and Lisa get along because we know that she had issues with Lisa because Lisa couldn't produce no children. But I guess now that she has grandkids, she's all cool with it. Lisa is trying to get wine. She's making a traditional, I guess, Russian dish. I think she was like goulash or something like that. And she was trying to get into the wine room, but she broke it, or she messed up the code to open the door. And Lenny was like, stop before you break it. And she was about to like pull on the door. And the way Lenny was like, Lisa, like a child, like a parent to a child. Lenny has been over Lisa for a long time. I think Lenny is just tired of Lisa, which is sad because I feel like Lisa has been fighting for Lenny for so long. And it's just like, girl, let him go and move on. Like, let him go. Like, sis, let him go. Just let him go. And while they're sitting down to eat dinner, Lenny is fiddling on her phone. I thought he was getting texts from the mistress, but really he was trying to figure out how to fix the wine cellar. She was trying to have an important conversation with him, I guess, talking about what school to send their son to. And I think they're Jewish because they were talking about Hanukkah and him learning how to read the Torah and things of that nature. But Lenny really wasn't paying attention. And she even told him, like, why are you not paying attention to me? Like, I've been trying to have this conversation for 3 minutes and you're just not paying attention. And in this moment, I really felt bad for Lisa. But I also looked at Lisa like, girl, read the room. Read the room. In all honesty, you guys, Lisa and Lenny should have broke up in season 3. Like, you could tell that they were drifting apart in season 3, and I feel like they should have let it go. They should have let it go. And even in season 4, it was cringy where he really wasn't into her. I think Lenny has gotten to the point where he's just annoyed with Lisa all the time. Like, in his facial expressions, she seems to be a constant annoyance to him. And I feel as though Lisa is the type of person to hang on to things until someone tells her it's time, it's over. Because I feel like had Lisa had her own, she would leave. And to me, there's nothing wrong with being a kept woman, but I need you to be a smart kept woman. If that man gives you an allowance, or that woman, because lesbians can have issues too. But either way, and mind you, let's take that out. If you are someone who is not on the same financial level, married or dating somebody, and they take the bulk of the responsibilities of the financial wise, I need you to be putting money away just in the case that you got to skip out or they try to financially abuse you. Because that's one thing that people don't talk about when it comes to being a kept person, is that oftentimes those that have financial, like they take on the sole responsibility of the financial responsibility, some people get power hungry and start to abuse those that don't have that. And it seems like Lisa knows she doesn't have anything. Because I don't even know if Lisa graduated like college or went to college, or if she had a career before she met Lenny. But it definitely seems like she turned into Lenny's Barbie doll, where it was like she was just proud to be on his arm, akin to Ashley Darby, just proud to be on somebody's arm, just to be claimed. And now that person doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. And now it's like you're scrambling, trying to figure out what to do because you didn't come up with a backup plan. But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic and hop down in them comments below. Deuces.